if you spend any amount of time online, even watching movies or TV shows, often you will see cooking and eating represented as this transcendent experience. And sometimes it can be, but sometimes we're also just cooking to eat or cooking to feed a family. So the problem with this idea that cooking is always going to be a transcendent experience that transports us is that might not be how we experience or identify with the process of cooking. Hi, I'm Kiyah Duffey, nutrition expert, entrepreneur, speaker, and mom of 3. I help busy, health-conscious parents transform their family's relationship with food. So I was listening to a podcast the other day that was talking about this idea of misrepresentation of the way we all, on a regular basis, tend to experience eating and cooking. And it suggested that thinking about your food personality is a good way to think about how you might be able to enjoy cooking a little bit more, especially when you don't necessarily have hours and hours to give. To the idea of this, and I wanted to share some of those thoughts with you today. So for me, the first step in thinking about what my food personality might be is to think about my personality more broadly. You know, I personally am a planner, and there is nothing I love more than checking off my to-do list. In fact, I will put items onto my to-do list so I can cross them off. That's how much I love it. So for me, meal planning is critical to feeling secure in what I am going to do when I get home at the end of the day. Perhaps you are more spontaneous and you want to walk in the door at the end of a day and decide what you're having that day. You and I are going to need to set up our kitchens and our pantries and think about food differently in order for the process of cooking to be enjoyable for each of us. There are lots of other elements of personalities you could consider, and I have put all of those into a PDF for you, which you can download using the link in the description or in the bio, depending on where you're watching this video. What are some of those other personality traits? Are you detail-oriented, or do you like seeing and thinking about the big picture? Do you like to follow rules, or do you prefer to create your own path? Like things that are quick and easy and you can get in and get out really, really quickly? Or do you like things that take time? And do you like to really take your time and slow down? Okay, the second part of this process is identifying when you like to cook and how much time you generally have when you're cooking. For me, if someone told me that I needed to add into my morning routine preparing dinner for that night, I would say no way, and that would be a habit and a process that would never stick for me. I need something that I can do at the end of the day. My morning is packed and I cannot fit another thing in. So for me, a bunch of recipes that call for my slow cooker that need to be prepared that morning, it's not going to work. Do you like spending a bunch of time on the weekend preparing for the whole week, or do you prefer to do it each day? Are all important considerations that can help you identify the types of recipes that will suit your personality. Again, I have lots of examples of foods that fall into each of these categories in the free PDF. Okay, obviously connected to this is thinking about how much time you have. When you get home and you're preparing food, do you have hours or 30 minutes? Each of these, of course, are important considerations when you start to think about foods, meals, recipes that you're choosing and want to follow. And it can help you identify types of meals that may be better suited to your own personal family schedule. Next piece of advice is thinking about the kind of cuisine that you really like to eat. When someone says to you on a Tuesday, what would you most like to eat? Think about the answer to that, and that can help guide you in terms of, again, identifying the foods that might bring more joy to cooking. Obviously, if you have dietary considerations for yourself or your family, those need to play into deciding what kinds of foods and meals and recipes are going to work for you. And they can add a level, they can add some challenge to preparing meals, but they don't have to entirely limit what you have to do. And they can actually free you a little bit because they will help provide some guidance and guardrails to where you need to start searching. As you might be able to tell, I have been chasing the sun, which has found me. So Again, I have put all of this and so much more than what I've listed here into a free PDF, which you can access either using the link below or the link in my bio, depending where you're watching this. Let me know how it goes. I want to hear from you. What is your food personality, and how have you used that to identify new recipes or try new things in the kitchen?